Hello everyone. You know who this is. Well, point in fact, you have no idea who this is. That's why you're still calling me Frank, of course. But we're going to move beyond that, because Felix has decided that he wants to play a little game. Felix wants to file false claims in an attempt to pull down the Montagraph channel. And I'm here to let Felix know that this is a two-way street. And to ask Felix if he really wants to play this game, because it's clear at this point that he's not very good at it. You're not, are you, Felix? But I want to ask you something. Do you think that you're in a position to be successful? I mean, how do you measure your success? Being able to pull down the Montagraph channel because you cannot compete with Montagraph? Because you are jealous of Montagraph's position, and this is why you are stating that you want to, quote-unquote, pull Montagraph down to your level? Because you have just basically acknowledged the fact that Montagraph is on a higher playing field than you are. Hence, you make the statement that you're going to bring Montagraph down to your level. You also state that Montagraph is not going to be permitted by you to have channels that have more than 200 subscribers on them, as if you actually were in a position to make that determination or decision. And let's assume further that you're able to be successful, that you are able to pull down the Montagraph channel. How would you measure your success? Being able to pull it down briefly? Is that how you measure your success, Felix? Because we've seen this happen before. We've seen it with Dutch. We've seen it with Tattooed. We've seen it with Chrissy Sumer. All three channels were reinstated within a few days. So how do you measure your success, Felix? I want to ask you another question. What happens if the Montagraph channel goes down and stays down forever? Let's assume that you have a 100% success rate, which you have never had in your history on YouTube, I might add. Most likely in the history of your entire life. You have most likely never been 100% successful in anything. I'm giving you 40% at best, and that's being generous. But let's assume that you're able to pull this off with a 100% success and pull down the Montagraph channel forever. Montagraph behaves a certain way. He acts a certain way. And he goes at the world with a certain level of respect for other individuals. The reason why is because he has a relatively high standing in the YouTube community, being that he is running a rather large truther channel. It's not the largest, it's not the smallest by far. What happens when that goes away? What happens when Montagraph gets up and decides or sees that the Montagraph channel is gone, and either decides not to pursue it any further and let it go, or decides to pursue it and loses? Who does he answer to at that point? Who does he have to be polite to at that point? What standards is he going to be held to? If you think it was bad before, you should consider what it would be like then, shouldn't you? Now, this is all very hypothetical, extremely hypothetical, because the Montagraph channel is not going anywhere. If you are successful in filing false claims against the Montagraph channel, those claims would be reviewed and the channel would be reinstated within days. You know this. We've seen it before, Felix. So what's with the threats? You're going to threaten him with the same failed tactic that's been used time and time again, and that has failed time and time again. And you expect us to take you seriously. The man who believes that Montagraph is Sam Kinison. The man who believes that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. The man who believes that Jonathan Brandis is Adam Kokesh. Or that River Phoenix is Mark Dice. The man whose best friend online is a woman who believes that she is Marilyn Monroe reincarnated. And who believes that you, Felix, are Ernesto Che Guevara reincarnated. You believe that you are Ernesto Che Guevara reincarnated, yet you have videos on your YouTube channel talking about communism in America, speaking out against communism. I suggest you do a little bit of research on Ernesto Che Guevara, Felix. The man was a communist. He was Fidel Castro's right-hand man when they took over Cuba. And you say that you are going to consult with your uncles, your Italian uncles, who are members of the La Cosa Nostra, the Italian mafia, when you yourself, Felix, are a Dominican descent. You're not even Italian, Felix. You're Dominican. So tell us again why we should be afraid of you. Please. I just want you to let me know again why we should be afraid, because I keep forgetting all of the reasons to fear you. But yet, I keep being reminded of all the reasons that you're a joke. You have a good night.